you mean by that?
Meaning trying to dodge the fact of, getting this child support, or being able to pay something to help me out.
Have you ever asked her, ma'am, you'll have your opportunity to speak. Have you ever asked her to pay child support? Or give you some money for the child?
Exactly. I've asked her to help out with some of the expenses that our child occurs throughout, even like a regular school year, or to maybe go attend different events, But
what type of expenses are you speaking about?
Well, I'm speaking of expenses maybe like as far as childcare, all right? Tuition, because I prefer that our child gets maybe a better education other than maybe what the public system will provide. And so I'm looking for just a little help on her behalf, this is something we created.
Okay, ma'am, what he's asking for is...
This father walks into court not to attack, but to ask for fairness. Brooks, a full-time dad and worker, pleads for support, not for himself, but for the child they brought into the world together. Yet, the mother seems more focused on avoiding responsibility than sharing it. Imagine this. A parent choosing not to help, not because they can't, but because they won't. Would you call that parenting or abandonment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is in the wrong here?
How is it unreasonable?
He knows I'm disabled, for one.
What is your disability?
I hurt my leg.
Okay.
And so I'm not able to work as I would like to, and he knows that.
You are aware, though, that in the state of Texas, you can be ordered to pay child support and the money comes directly out of your disability check.
I did not know that, Yana.
Yes, that's why you're here today, for me to inform you of that.
Well, I don't think that's right. Because
wait a minute, ma'am. You think it's right for him to pay all of the expenses for the child every month?
Your Honor.
You answer my question. Do you think that's right?
No, Your Honor, but he's doing this because I stopped messing with him. I go over there.
What do you mean by stop messing with him?
I still go over to his house and we still mess around. And I just decided to cut it off because my leg has been killing me.
I mean, it don't make no sense you bringing that up here.
Well, you trying to bring me to court. You should have thought about that.
You all will address me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You will not address each other.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You all's rendezvous, that has nothing to do with this court proceeding and why we're here.
When pressed, the father reveals he's repeatedly asked for help. Expenses for school, tuition, and events. Basic things to give their child a better future. And yet, he's met with silence. Instead of pitching in, the mother labels his request as unreasonable. But since when is wanting a good education for your child too much to ask? Are some parents just too selfish to care?
Court, okay? That's not, we're in support court. We're talking about child support here.
Okay.
And according to what has been presented to me so far, the child lives with Mr. Brooks, is that correct?
I would really say us, but he lives in his home, yes.
The child lives with Mr. Brooks, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Brooks, you are not receiving any type of child support, is that correct?
I'm receiving nothing from her at all.
Okay.
Nothing?
Ma'am, how many children do you have?
I have one with him, and then I have 2 others.
Okay, so you have a total of 3. And how much money do you make a year?
Well, I don't make any now since I hurt my leg off the pole.
What pole are you referring to? Did you run into a pole?
No, ma'am. I was working at Dallas Gentleman's, and he knows that. And he knows that's why I hurt my leg. And so he's been helping me.
Wait a minute. What is Dallas Gentleman's?
A strip club.
Then comes the twist. Her reason? A leg injury. She claims she's disabled and can't work. But the judge quickly cuts through the smoke. In Texas, child support can still be collected from disability income. And suddenly, her outrage at paying, support doesn't seem so righteous. She's not mad at the system, she's mad she got caught.
You're collecting a disability check from falling off the stripper pole.
Off the stripper pole.
Okay, that's the first.
But that's why we don't have a relationship now.
But that's not what you said the other day.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Excuse me.
Sorry.
What do you mean by that's why you all don't have a relationship now?
Because she's spending all her time up there working on the pole for money, but this is money that she...
But you know what, sir? And you may not necessarily agree with her choice of work, but she is making some type of money. And ma'am, you are going to pay child support.
How much?
You're going to pay child support. How much were you working when you were on the pole?
How much I was getting?
Yes.
I mean, I was getting close to about a night or a year.
based on the documents that you turned in with your 1099s, you were making about $65,000 a year.
What?
He knew.
These documents are accurate, correct?
They're pretty much accurate.
Even whether he knew or not, you are making money and you're not supporting.
I am supporting,
shooting.
but I will say he does a lot. He does most of it because I am hurt and he knows that. So he's been pretty nice about that until now.
What do you mean he's been pretty nice until now?
I mean, until now, like I guess since I was, unfortunately still
with that again.
letting him, come over
Sir,
and have rendezvous.
you will have your opportunity to speak. Let her speak.
Thank you.
And I do not need you to
Your Honor.
echo me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now address me. What were you saying?
We would have our rendezvous, and he was fine and dandy. Fine and dandy. We've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. He knows I've been stripping. And all of a sudden, he wants to pull me into court now because I stopped last week. So all of a sudden, now we're on the court docket to come into court because you want child support because I stopped giving it up.
You really need to address me. As I've asked you.
Sorry,
I've asked you that
I do apologize.
more than once.
I do apologize.
Don't apologize, just do it. Okay? Okay, ma'am, your testimony is conflicting with the documents that you provided to the court ahead of time. You testified that you have 3 children and 1 child between the 2 of you, but according to your paperwork, you have a 4th child.
What?
Yes, Your Honor.
You didn't know she had another child?
Your Honor, I had no clue.
You were not going to tell this man that you have another child? Your child has another sibling. You don't believe that's important?
It's more than a sibling, but it's someone he knows, so I just don't think it's...
And just when you think it couldn't get more shocking, she blurts out the real reason she's angry. Because she and the father used to mess around, and now that she's cut him off, he's being petty. Excuse us, what does their romantic past have to do with feeding their child? How many of you would tolerate an ex holding your child's well-being hostage over a personal grudge?
I'm not about to play these games with you. You save those games for your old job on the pole, okay? This is a serious matter. You need to be paying child support to this man, okay? Now, based on, you said you received disability, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you receive in disability a month?
Only $1,200.
Only? He's not getting anything from you. What do you mean only?
He's getting a lot from me, but okay.
Financially, he's not getting anything from you to support this child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based on my calculations, at $1,200 a month, puts you about $14,000 or so a year. So, giving you credit for the other children you have, your child support obligation comes out to $163.20. Who covers medical insurance for this child?
Anthony is currently on Medicaid.
Medicaid, okay. So ma'am, considering you are the one that is going to be responsible for child support, you're also going to be responsible for the health insurance. That money has to be repaid back to Medicaid. It's a state agency. You have to pay it back. Therefore, based on what your gross and taking 9% of that, which is what you would be responsible for health insurance, it comes out to about $108. So your total monthly obligation is $271.20. That is to be paid on the 1st of each month, and it will be paid directly to him. Child support obligation and the Medicaid coverage. You understand, ma'am? Because you're looking very confused right now, and I'm confused as to why you haven't been giving him any money to support this child.
Because I've been giving him other things, Your Honor, and
What other type of things are you talking about that he gets from you?
Can you tell her what I give you, please?
I'm asking you.
Your Honor, I give him lap dances. I give him...
Oh,
everything
okay.
you
See,
can think of.
that's too much. That's too much. I'm referring to anything that you give him for the child. Based on what you all do behind closed doors, your little secret rendezvous you have going on, that has nothing to do with in here. Financially, what else have you been giving him to take care of this child?
I give him about $20 every other week.
Then comes a bombshell. She used to work at a strip club and claims she got injured falling off the pole. That's where the disability came from. But suddenly she's no longer the empowered earner. Now she's the victim. It's a classic twist. When the money was good, it was her idea. Now that child support's due, it was his fault she was even there. How convenient is that? The truth keeps unraveling. Court documents show she made $65,000 a year while working, yet she contributed nothing, not even a few dollars for her child's care. She tries to cover it up, but the receipts don't lie. Until now, he was fine with it, she says. But since when does a child's right to support depend on whether the adults are sleeping together? Then boom! Another secret explodes in the courtroom. She has a fourth child that the father didn't even know about. Let that sink in. She hid an entire child. How can someone lie so easily, not just to the court, but to the father and, worst of all, to the child who was erased from their own family narrative? Would you forgive someone for keeping that kind of secret? Finally, the numbers come in. She'll owe $271.20 a month, including Medicaid repayment. But she scoffs, asking how she's supposed to afford it. Her answer? All I know how to do is hit the pole. This is where delusion meets reality. She played games, now she pays the price. No more excuses, no more hiding behind pity. And then, the final insult. When asked what she's been providing, she proudly says, "I give him lap dances." This courtroom isn't a joke. And the judge makes that clear. She's been offering herself, not actual financial support. But a child doesn't need lap dances. A child needs food, healthcare, and stability. Would you trust someone this out of touch to raise a child? This case wasn't just about dollars, it was about values, about what it means to be a parent. The court ordered her to pay support. Finally, the father, who's been carrying the full weight, is getting some relief. This ruling reminds us, you don't get to skip out on parenting just because it's inconvenient. And to those watching, have you ever seen a more dramatic court case? Let us know what shocked you the most. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that reveal what really goes down in family court.